Yeah. So what I was saying is that what is proprietarian economy is one in which the mean of production, such as factories, farms, other resources, are owned and controlled by individuals or private entities with the aim of generating profit for themselves or their shareholders. So, this type of economy is often characterized by competition and focus on individual ownership and accumulation of wealth. In contrast of it, a cooperative-based economy is one in which the means of production are owned and controlled by the workers themselves, who share in the profit, who share in the decision-making process. So this type of economy is often characterized by collaboration, social responsibility, and a focus on collective ownership and shared benefits. So the main difference between these two types of economy is the way ownership, control of resource are distributed. In a proprietarian economy, ownership and control are concentrated in the hands of few individuals or private entities, while in cooperative-based economy, ownership and control are more evenly distributed among the workers themselves. While proprietarian economy have historically been dominant, cooperative-based economies have gained popularity in recent years, especially the developed countries, particularly in response to growing concern over wealth, equality, and social justice. So this is a brief background about this subject we are going to discuss. And I'll request anybody interested in sharing their views can raise their hands and share the views. Before, if you raise hands, fine, I'll stop. Otherwise, let me tell you, there are many companies in India, just for understanding, that operate under the proprietary closed economic system. For example, Reliance Industry, Tata Group, Adani Group, Bajaj Group, Godrej Group. So there are many in India. So this is the concept. Just for elaborating the concept, I'm taking the names. So anyone else? Can I request my Acharya Dilip Dada to start? Yes, Dada, please, thank you.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Today's topic, which has been chosen as cooperative economy and proprietary economy.
Right.
In fact, both the things exist in crowd system. There will be cooperative, there will be proprietary system also. Both. So, instead of economy, if we say enterprises, then that would be much more appropriate for discussion.
Right.
Both the system has its own merit and demerits. That's why in our system, in a Protestant philosophy, we have a three-tier systems. Our policies based on three-tier. The first tier is government-owned, which is
industries.
Industries. The industries which shall be running based on the natural resources.
Right.
So that will be with the government. All those who will be using the product of the natural resources, they will run on the cooperatives. And the small enterprises, and rather I should say cottage industries, where it is managed within the house by some few of the people, will be on proprietorship. Okay, what is going to be size that has not been properly elaborated in our system. in terms of volume, in terms of value, a number of employees. It has not been specified. I have not read those things so far, because that will also affect, uh, change the scenario. If there are, suppose, if there is a cottage industry, uh, which is of, say, a few lakhs concern, so that can be managed within the family. When it grows to the 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, or 1 crore, or suppose today, in today's scenario, the government says that small MSME, small and medium-sized industries, and that is proprietorship companies are there, where it can go up to 50 crores rupees. They can have their, they will be still considered as a MSME, medium and small scale industries. But in proud system, we have not defined so far as what is going to be the size of the proprietorship company, or the cooperative is defined. Definition is anything which is using the product of the key industries, that will be in the cooperative system. And that is a very big kind of size. It could be few thousand crores, because those in the, suppose iron ore is produced by, say, Tata Steel. In our system, the iron ore, not iron ore, from iron ore, the steel is produced by Tata Steel, because that's, they are using the natural resources, and they are using and they are making it in iron of different grades. So that converting process of natural resources into a commodity will be with government, and afterwards different type of irons to be made by different technologies, that will be with cooperatives. Likewise, there are many examples we can see in our system. So the size is going to be very big for the cooperatives, and people may work in thousands and thousands. Suppose in Tata Steel, so Tata Steel is one. After, suppose Tata Motors, Tata Pipes, or something of that sort, if we take the example,
Yes.
thousands of people are working. So the size of cooperative will be of the 1,000 people, and how that will be managed through cooperative system, it is still to be seen, because we have not seen cooperatives being run of that scale, for that magnitude, for that much of capital requirement. Because if it is to be funded by the government or public at large, like today, all these industries are funded by the public, and in the name of public, make some money is of the uh, proprietors. Basically, the capital comes from them and something from the public, and this is how things are managed. So, how the fund will come to run such a big enterprise is still be protest. We have to think and elaborate on this issue. This apart, cooperatives have many advantages also, and disadvantages, like the joint ownership many times fails. It doesn't work. Like all government run companies, where we are also a shareholder and government is also shareholder. How we function there? Because my contribution is directly does not give any input or output. So I'm not in a position to measure my input, which is getting converted to output of the company. So I think even I do not work, company is working, is running, And this is how the government, in government departments, lethargy and inefficiency and those things comes in, which in the private run companies is not there. So now the government run companies and cooperative run companies, how they are going to be different is to be is the matter to be examined and to be seen as how we are going to manage these things, because we have seen government run companies
Are less efficient. Yeah.
they are less and okay, let me not say that they are not efficient. The reason is something different because those companies are run by the politicians in most of the cases, because all the decisions are taken at the political level. Although they have board in for the namesake, but in the board there is a representative from the government, from the Ministry of Finance, from the Ministry of Industry, from the Ministry of whatever kind of product they are making. Suppose in case of steel, it will be minister from Ministry of Minerals and Steel. There will be one representative, and these representatives, they work on the advice of minister, because they are directly being controlled by the minister. So all the decisions which are taken, they are taken by the minister. Minister has a vested interest. He has the opportunity to run the concern for a limited period. He is not aware, and that after 5 years again he will come back, and he has to generate enough money to fight the election. And this is how the corruption starts, and this is how the government companies, they tend to fail. It's not that the private companies do not pay to the ministers or to the politicians. They also pay, but their payment is not linked with the decision making process. So that is the only difference. In the cooperatives, how things will happen. Okay, when we call up, when we visualize our protesting system, the political structure will be something different. And when those system comes in play, then the cooperatives, when we see from that point of view, then there will not be any interference from the political bodies. The board of the enterprise, cooperative enterprise, will be solely run by the members or the committees or whatever by name we may call it, of selected few persons, those who will be prominent persons from the from their backgrounds, and they will have the knowledge of the business in which they have been selected. So, so from that background, the cooperative will run. But in the present system, it is going to be very difficult. Suppose we have a cooperative, today you make a cooperative, you have to make a formal cooperative based on the law of the land. In the every state has its own law, cooperative system. So if then you have to follow their system. You can't have provisions contrary to the provisions of the state law, governmental regulations. So that is a problem today. But the problem in the proprietary concern is that the decisions are taken solely by the person who has invested money. So he is more concerned for his capital investment and return on the capital investment. And this is how they run very efficiently their enterprise. It's not that the proprietary company do not fail. They also fail because if they take wrong decisions, naturally they are going to fail. If they do not follow certain ethics or the business principles, they will fail. Today's business principles are that you have to invest money, keeping in view that you have a rate of return of certain level, say 12%, 15%. Most of the industries, they have a 20, 30%. And those 20, 30% margin companies only survive in the long run because you need to have the money for the further progress. You have to reinvest the same money. So if you are generating enough cash, then you are putting the same money in the enterprise and you are expanding your business. It's not that that is bad. You can't say, we can't say that if he is earning 30% profit, so he is a bad person. But he is also putting that money into the economy, and this is how today's economy is working. So I mean, these are the initial thoughts. I think
Right, brother.
some people
Thank
may
you.
also add on this.
Thank you so much. I'll request Raj Tilak ji. Raj Tilak ji, can you unmute yourself? You had raised hand and unfortunately it went long. Hello, Raj Tilak ji. Probably by mistake he has raised the hands. So Dada, आपने सही बोला that still we have a blueprint, but basically many things are still to be explored how to do it. And you rightly said that in a prioritistic system, the raw material where it will be run by the state government or that local government, and it will be without, without no profit, no loss basis, and they will supply the raw material to the other industries, as you gave an example of steel industries. And anybody want to give their views on this two methods of? One thing is very clear, that capitalism is not working for all, it is working for a few. And the solution which world is looking for is still, in many developed countries, they have found that cooperative is working much better in the sense of collaboration, in sense of shared benefits, in the sense of social and environmental responsibilities. So that way it is becoming very popular. And one more thing, I recently came to know that in other countries, mostly developed countries, this system of cooperatives, they are giving boost to it, and to promote that they're not on their net profit, they are not charging the interest or taxes, what you call. Whereas in India still, even your net worth is taxable from cooperative. Anybody else, please, if you want to share your views? Yes, yes.
So, I am from Assam, NC
Yeah.
Shaha. I want to ask you one question, that a company is running with a no profit, no loss. Then in the time of disaster, if the company don't have any reserve fund, how they will manage? No profit, no loss means they
very good question, Dada. Very good
they
question.
will not have the reserve fund. So in time of disaster, how they will manage?
Absolutely, the very good question. When we say no profit, no loss, it includes the cost of the product, includes everything which is considered today in general economy, for example, depreciation and the emergency funds, everything is taken care of. The only thing is today exorbitantly people are charging for the profit above everything, and that will not be there. So they will take care of everything. It is not that they are giving from their pocket, then they will eat themselves away. You rightly said. So that is
they will take care for the reserve fund also.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
And disaster, what you told indirectly, disaster.
How they will manage?
Suppose there is a major breakdown, from where that money will come? Yeah. Suppose my machine is getting redundant after 5 years. Then where the people will go? So those things which is being taken care today, whether it is a family business, whether it is a cooperative business,
have got some depreciation.
Yes.
So that should be considered.
These all are the part of general economy, and that will be taken care of. Dada. So it is not like as it is. It looks in hearing. It is not like that.
Yeah, clear. Then clear. Thank you.
May I come?
Yes, Dada. Yes.
Okay. The point raised by Mr. Saha is very important and pertinent. These companies will run by the government. And the government security is always there to run such key industries. So when you are talking of disaster or any other thing, this has to be managed by government. And as Rajendra Dada is saying, no profit, no loss means the profit, reasonable profit to run the business, to expand the business will always be there, but it will be controlled through the by the government. Now, in a present scenario, suppose steel is made by Steel Authority, by the Tata Steel, and there could be many other companies also. They are making steel, and Tata Steel and Steel Authority of India Limited, they can have any kind of profit if they want. Okay, today in a global scenario where when your cost of material is high, people are dumping steel from the outside. Suppose from China, from other countries, those who are making iron, they just dump it. There is a different kind of system for that. The government has a custom duty levy and so many other things which restrict them to after some level that they can't dump their material. But in the governmental system, when there is only government to take a decision, to take a call, and the government will also see that the cost of these produced raw material from the natural resources is also reduced. It's not that they will allow any cost to happen. No cost means no profit, no loss doesn't mean at any cost. So that kind of check has to be there from the government side. They can't produce any material at any cost. So that kind of balance and check system has to be there and will be there, whether it's from government or otherwise. Yes.
Yes, anybody else, please share your views. Let it be an interesting discussion. And thank you for this question, Dada. It was Dada. It made us think beyond. Yes. So the main thing of the cooperative is that there are certain very additional points which is very interesting, is that what do you call, in pragmatic economy, the thing is, as Dada said, that industries are of very different kind, like key industries and then small industries and then large industries. I think proprietary business will be only given to a very limited limits. Again, Prout is not talking in numbers, it's talking if the things are not able to manage in a cooperative way, those things only be given to proprietary as a private concern. For example, he mentioned cottage industry and all that. So, but even there is a condition that if that industry grows beyond a certain financial limit and certain number of employees limit, that will fall in the section of cooperative system. So they have to follow the cooperative system rules. Yeah, Geeta Didi, yes, Didi, please.
Namaskar, Dada.
Namaskar, Didi.
Dada, I will speak in both language.
Sure, sure.
English plus Hindi also.
Actually,
Dada, today's topic जो है कि स्वामित्व की, एक सेकंड में पढ़ लेती हूँ, स्वामित्व वाली अर्थव्यवस्था या और सहकारिता आधारित अर्थव्यवस्था. So everyone knows in capitalism system is not a sufficient system for any economy for any economy of any country, because as Dada says that a capitalism system works for only for fews, and in capitalism, what is the capitalism? Capitalism is where the economic power control the political power. And it means when economic power controls the political power, the political system all becomes corrupt also due to this system. तो उनकी करप्शन का तो कोई लिमिट फिर रह ही नहीं जाता. Due to capitalism, we see lots of money in a particular house, in a particular person have lots of money, and how they earn this money, how and why they have a lot of money in their home, due to the political system, because politician allows them, because they they do funding in the election, so they are doing freely their work, and without giving taxes, and from and they almost you see the मतलब लोन उनको माफ हो जाते हैं, बैंकों से ले लेते हैं, और कर्जे वर्जे सब उनके माफ हो जाते हैं, and वो पैसा किसका होता है, वो हम ही लोगों का होता है. और दैट्स व्हाई कैपिटलिज्म में और भी बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम्स होती हैं कि इसके अंदर लोग जो हैं उनके जितना मर्जी घंटे काम कर ले, कभी भी उनको प्रॉफिट तो कभी मिलना ही नहीं है. दे विल अर्न ओनली सैलरी, पर्टिकुलर सैलरी, ठीक है, एंड करोड़ों का जो प्रॉफिट है इट इज ओनली फॉर फ्यू पर्सन्स. तो or whenever this money accumulate in the house of one person, so what मतलब अदर पीपल की क्या घर की सिचुएशन होएगी, उनके मतलब बाकी की जो इतने लोगों के घरों की इकोनॉमी है वो हिल रही है, और एक पर्सन के घर में वो वेल्थ एक्यूमुलेट होती जा रही है. एंड प्राउड हैज गिवन अ सॉल्यूशन ऑफ कोऑपरेटिव. तो कोऑपरेटिव एक रामबाण तभी बनेगा जब ये एक फ्री एक सिस्टम के अकॉर्डिंग ही चलेगी कोऑपरेटिव. और उसके मूलभूत सिद्धांत जो है, फर्स्ट इज मोरालिटी. द फर्स्ट प्रिंसिपल ऑफ द कोऑपरेटिव इज मोरालिटी. सेकंड इज होल हार्टेड एक्सेप्टेंस, एंड थर्ड इज स्ट्रिक्ट सुपरविजन. जब ये तीन प्रिंसिपल्स होंगे तभी एक कोऑपरेटिव बहुत अच्छे तरीके से चल सकती है. अदरवाइज जो पीपल हैं, वी नो दैट कि प्रिंसिपल्स पर अपनी पर्सनल लाइफ पर ही नहीं चलते, पर्सनल लाइफ में ही नहीं चलते हैं, तो अगर वो बिजनेस में भी नहीं चलेंगे जब, तो क्या हाल होगा बिजनेस का. एंड इसके अंदर जो प्राउड की कोऑपरेटिव है, इसके अंदर हमारी कोऑर्डिनेटेड कोऑपरेटिव होती है. इसके अंदर सभी लोगों को अपना शेयर डालना है. एवरीवन इज हैज टू पे अटेंशन ऑन द कोऑपरेटिव वर्क. क्या हो रहा है, कैसे करना है, कैसे आगे बढ़ाना है. तो ये एक जो होल हार्टेड एक्सेप्टेंस का एक पॉइंट इसके साथ ही इंक्लूड हो जाता है, जब पीपल वर्क विद ईच अदर एंड दे फील दैट दे आर द ऑनर ऑफ द बिजनेस. तो जब उनको ये फील होगा तो ये वो अपना पूरा इनपुट डाल देंगे उसके अंदर. बट इन कैपिटलिज्म सिस्टम आप नहीं, जितने आपके एम्प्लॉयज हैं, आप सबको तो फीलिंग नहीं आएगी ना ये कि हम मालिक हैं कंपनी के, तो वो उस फीलिंग से काम कभी करेंगे ही नहीं. वो अपना पर्टिकुलर आवर्स के लिए करना है, टैक्स बचाने हैं, बस इसी में ही लगे रहते हैं. बट इसके अंदर दे आर द ऑनर, एंड कोई ऐसी चीज नहीं है कि उनको किसी को के नीचे अंडर काम करना है, एंड उनका अपना पर्टिकुलर शेयर है. और इसके अलावा इनका बहुत सारी चीजें हैं. अगर स्पिरिचुअलिटी भी एक बेस होती है इसके अंदर, अगर ऑलमोस्ट पीपल, कुछ याम नियम पर चलने वाले लोग अगर एक कोऑपरेटिव में आ जाएं तो उसकी बात ही कुछ और हो जाएगी. तो ये आने में थोड़ा समय जरूर लगेगा हमें, बट जिस दिन ये चीजें आनी शुरू हो जाएंगी हमें बहुत फायदा हो सकता है. तभी ये कोऑपरेटिव अच्छी चलती हैं. जगह जगह पर कही गई है बात की ज्यादा से ज्यादा स्पिरिचुअल लोगों को, नैतिकवान लोगों को अच्छे प्रोजेक्ट्स में काम करना चाहिए. एंड तभी सोसाइटी भी आगे मूव करती है। और इसके अलावा इसके अंदर जैसे हमारी इकोनॉमी तो पूरी इससे बैलेंस हो सकती है, क्योंकि जब हम 30% 40% लोग एग्रीकल्चर में आ रहे हैं, 20% लोग उसमें आ रहे हैं, एग्रो बेस्ड में आ रहे हैं, 20% एग्रीको में आ रहे हैं, 10% व्हाइट कलर में आ रहे हैं, ऐसे करके हमारा एक बैलेंस बन रहा है। और न कम न ज्यादा, 40% मीन 40%, 20% मीन्स 20%, ना कम, अगर कम हो गया तो भी वो तब भी नहीं वो चल सकती है इंडस्ट्रीज, और वो इकोनॉमी में बैलेंस नहीं होगा, और अगर ज्यादा होगी तब भी वो उसका बैलेंस बिगड़ सकता है। तो जो रेशो एक बनाया गया है, उसी रेशो से ही चलने से बैलेंस होता है। और आज क्या हो रहा है कि 70% पीपल डिपेंड हो रहे हैं एग्रीकल्चर पे। दैट्स वाई आज जो किसान का जो है फेंकना, सब्जी वब्जी की मंडी में जाते हैं, रास्ते में उनको फेंकनी पड़ जाती है, ना पर्ची मिलती है उनको, ना उनको उनके रेट मिलते हैं। तो ये प्रॉब्लम आज की है। बहुत से किसान ब्रदर्स जो हैं बेचारे, उनकी यही सिचुएशन आ रही है। और इसका सॉल्यूशन यही है कि एक बैलेंस वे में जब तक इकोनॉमी नहीं चलेगी, ये प्रॉब्लम्स आती ही रहेंगी। तो हमें बैलेंस वे में चलने के लिए एग्रो बेस्ड, एग्रीको एंड जो प्रोड्यूसर जो इंडस्ट्रीज, वो कोऑपरेटिव्स हमें बनानी ही पड़ेंगी, अदरवाइज हम बैलेंस नहीं कर पाएंगे। और वैसे भी अगर आप देखो तो आज जो किसान है उसकी जो सिचुएशन है काफी खराब होती चली जा रही है, क्योंकि अगर उसको उसका वैल्यू मिल नहीं रही, लेकिन हम पूरा देश उससे चल रहा है, और उसके अगर हम वैल्यू निकालने बैठे हैं, अगर उसकी हम जो काम कर रहा है खेत में, पहले दिन से लेकर जब उसकी पूरी फसल तैयार हो जाती है, उस दिन तक अगर हम उसकी लेबर को कॉस्ट करें तो बहुत ज्यादा कॉस्ट आएगी। अगर हम कॉस्ट जेन्युइनली, मतलब सच्चे मन से, सच्चे दिल से, सच्ची नियत से करें, तो उसके फैमिली जो भी मेंबर्स को वो यूज करते हैं, जो मेंबर साथ में चलते हैं, धूप है, बारिश है, आज भी बारिश आई है, कितना लोगों की, किसानों की फसलें खराब हो गई हैं। तो इस तरह से जो उसका नुकसान होता है, और वो जो उसके कभी कभी कैसी कैसी वीडियोस आती है कि किसान खुद बैल की जगह हल जोत रहा है खेत में, यानी कि उसके पास सोर्सेज भी नहीं है। तो और ये सब चीजें है नहीं, और प्रॉब्लम्स उसके पास ज्यादा से ज्यादा, उसके बावजूद वो बेचारा लगा हुआ है देश को खाना खिलाने में। और दिस इज द, मतलब बहुत वर्स्ट ये कंडीशन आज की है। तो ये कंडीशन का सॉल्यूशन तो एक यही है कि फार्मिंग की जो है सिस्टम को बिल्कुल ऑनेस्टली हमें सही करना होगा, एंड प्रोड्यूसर कोऑपरेटिव्स, एग्रो बेस्ड कोऑपरेटिव्स, क्योंकि जब तक किसान मंडियों में लेके जाता रहेगा, एमएसएमई का जो ड्रामा है ये सब का होता चला जाएगा, तो तब तक ये सॉल्यूशन होने वाला नहीं है। और गवर्नमेंट जो है जब तक इसके ऊपर अपना कंट्रोल रखेगी तब तक नहीं होगा। जिस दिन एग्रो बेस्ड के पास जाएगी, फार्म के जो प्रोड्यूसर, वो सारे एग्रो बेस्ड उसमें जाएंगे इंडस्ट्री में, और वहां से मार्केट में एमआरपी के बेस पे बिकेंगे, उसी दिन प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व होंगी। एंड इसके साथ साथ कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स हो गए, कोऑपरेटिव स्कूल्स हो गए, ये सब जब तक जब ये सिस्टम सॉलिड होते होते ही ये प्रॉब्लम्स भी सॉल्व होनी शुरू हो जानी है। तो कोऑपरेटिव स्कूल्स बनेंगे, उन्हीं जो लोग कोऑपरेटिव में काम कर रहे हैं उन्हीं के बच्चे उन्हीं स्कूलों में पढ़ेंगे कोऑपरेटिव के, हॉस्पिटल्स होंगे, उनकी सारी मेडिकल वगैरह की फैसिलिटी भी मिलेगी उन्हें। तो ये एक स्ट्रक्चर जब बनेगा, जिस दिन मॉडल बनेगा, उसी दिन ये प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व होनी शुरू हो जाएंगे। लेकिन आज जो कोऑपरेटिव का मॉडल है इस समय जो गवर्नमेंट वगैरह का है, उसमें ज्यादातर देखा जाता है कि कुछ टाइम के लिए वो चलती हैं, लेकिन उसके बाद वो बंद हो जाती हैं, या फिर उसके अंदर ऐसा कुछ सिस्टम आ जाता है कि लोग नहीं कंटिन्यू कर पाते। आज सिर्फ कुछ कुछ इंडिया में है, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है कि हम डिसहार्टन होकर बैठ जाए कि कोऑपरेटिव चल ही नहीं सकती हैं। एक पर्टिकुलर सिस्टम से अगर हम चलें, सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप के थ्रू हम उसके बाद कोऑपरेटिव के स्टेप्स पर जाएं तो शायद ये बहुत अच्छे तरीके से सक्सेस होगी. वी थिंक सो बिकॉज वी आर ऑल्सो डूइंग इन दिस फील्ड. वी आर पुटिंग आवर एफर्ट्स. तो देखते हैं कि आगे चलकर कि इस तरह का सिस्टम मॉडल हम खड़ा कर पाते हैं कि नहीं, लेकिन कोशिशों में सभी लोग लगे हैं एंड आगे चलकर ये सिस्टम भी आएगा. बट करंट सिस्टम जो है उसमें कुछ ना कुछ ऐसी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं जिसकी वजह से कोऑपरेटिव्स बहुत ज्यादा सक्सेस नहीं है और गवर्नमेंट इनको आज दे रही है, बहुत अच्छा तवज्जो दे रही है इनके ऊपर एंड बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट इनको बता रही हैं कि आज इसके बेस पे कई चीजों को एक्सेप्ट भी किया गया है. आज टीवी न्यूज में भी हम देख रहे थे कि कपड़े की कोई हैं इंडस्ट्रीज तो उनको भी एक मतलब रॉ मटेरियल टू फैक्ट्री ऐसा कुछ वो सोच रहे थे, यानी कि कुछ डिसीजन आ रहे थे. मैं क्लियर नहीं कर पा रही इस पॉइंट को, लेकिन थीम वही था जैसा हम चाहते हैं कि जहां पर फार्मिंग हो वहीं पर एग्रो बेस्ड कोऑपरेटिव्स भी होनी चाहिए और एग्रीकल्चर को इंडस्ट्री लेवल तक लेकर जाना ही एक बहुत बड़ा सोल्यूशन है इकोनॉमी का. तो थैंक यू दादा.
Thank you, Didi. You have covered wonderful areas. Yes, Dilip Dada, Chair Dilip ji, please.
You see, we are talking of cooperative and proprietorship.
Mhm.
So, and both systems exist in proud.
Yeah.
We can't say that proprietorship is bad or cooperative is. We have to see. We do not want people to accumulate unnecessary money with themselves. That's a basic concept of proud.
Yeah.
That's a basic concept, and that is how these cooperatives are done. In the cooperatives, the money will be shared. So the profits will, when it is shared, so it gets distributed in the society. The once it is distributed in the society, the accumulation will not be there. And why we do not want that a person should have a excess money with himself or too much of money with himself, because the moment he gets make some money, then he tries to interfere in the society. He wants all systems to run as per his wishes, and that is not good for the society. Then the interest of others will be ignored. The interest of certain few people, because they will have a capital with them, they will have money, so they will rule the society on their whims. That system should not be there. That is why Baba has given in proud that the proprietorship company will be of a smaller size. They will be there, but they will be in a smaller scale. So they won't be in a position to influence the society as per their whims. So that's a basic concept which I have understood in the proud. In the protestic system, again, there is going to be a different political scenario. It's not that today's scenario. Today, what is happening? This political power, they also have executive powers. Executive powers means all the ministries they are heading all the ministries, so they are influencing all the decisions of the different setups. That makes a political system corrupt, because they have too much of power with themselves. Except the judiciary, I think almost everywhere they have their interference. Even the CAG system, they have an interference. Suppose we have made many autonomous bodies like Election Commission, ED, and they are autonomous bodies, but still the government has a because they appoint these people. But in the case of judiciary, it is not there. In judiciary, they themselves appoint that who is going to be chief justice, or who is going to be justice in high court or lower court or Supreme Court. They are taking decisions themselves.
The effort is on to grab that one.
the effort is there, but still they are not in a position to prevail upon the judiciary. But in all other cases, they have prevailed upon. And they say that they are running the country. Basically, the concept is, since they are running the country, so they think that they should have all the powers. And all the powers which they have corrupt them. So
that is what Didi told, that when political power and economic power join hands, it makes them corrupt. Yeah.
It is making them corrupt. That's a basic thing. So in a protestic system, the political environment will be different.
It will be different.
It will be different. So, and in our protestant system, we say these all four basic things which will run democracy will not be dependent on each other, like CAG, audit, judiciary, executives, and legislative powers. Today, politicians, they have legislative power as well as executive powers. Both powers they have got, but they will not have these powers. Politicians will be limited to their legislative powers only. Once they have a legislative powers, no, they can't interfere in any industry. They can't interfere in any other system. And the people in other systems, they will have some kind of autonomy, and they will run through the rules made by the legislative bodies. And this is how the system will work. So, in fact, visualize that how is going to happen in the protestic system in today's terms appears to be very confusing, maybe difficult to apprehend this.
Yeah, it will be in a state, of course,
Yeah.
even if you, yeah. Thank you, Dada. May I request Niranjan ji, would you like to speak something on the subject? Namaskar.
The subject is cooperative and privatized. And
actually, yes.
Okay. So, actually, I was listening one Didi before Dilip Dada was talking. So, she was talking about something like how we can start cooperative in this scenario also. So, I have 2-3 points, like there is always a debate in our protest, society, that how to start this cooperative, or can we run cooperative the way Prout wants. And so many people from last 20-30 years I have seen that people have started cooperative also, but I think the way Prout says about the cooperative, it is not like that. In industrial system, it is very clear that the large industry, key industry, etc., will be in the hand of the government, and the middle size industry will be run by the cooperatives, and smaller will be run by the private institutions, private and proprietors, like that. So far, so many places, the cooperative which has been started, you may see that people are not going beyond atta chakki or tel masala.
Yeah.
Atta chakki, tel masala is Proutist cooperative system. That is good thing to start with. Any venture, anywhere, I have no objection about that. And I appreciate people who have started earlier or doing right now. But in a bigger scenario of Proutistic system, we cannot say that this is the right thing to do by cooperatives. I mean, it is not criticized, but this is not medium-sized business. So this is one thing which our Proutist brothers and sisters should understand, that what Proutist cooperative means. Baba has clearly said in so many places that under the current capitalistic system, in fact, cooperative system could not be established properly. Yeah. This is also one point. But the thing is, from anywhere we have to start the thing, then only we can achieve something which is idealistic. So the complete concept, I think, should be understood like this, that there is an ideal system, that when we have a patriotic government and people, the academic world understand and accept the patriotic system, and the people around the world and the particular country also accept the patriotic system. But this is a very idealistic system where we say that the government will support the patriotic system, government will support the cooperative system. That is an idealistic system. But the thing is, uh, right now, when people don't understand the Prout, even the Anand Margi, the Proutist is not able to understand properly. The academic world is not understanding, and or the politician also. There is no, we have not created any kind of such movement where we can, preach and tell people about the cooperative system. So there is, very different, very confusing and very, different kind of situation. In my opinion, uh, we cannot wait only. There is one place where we have to preach the academic part of the real, what is the real protestic system. That is one thing. The second thing is we should also start cooperative under this capitalistic system also. While I studying, I was thinking that what to do, what not to do. Then, in about when I was, I have written also one series about cooperative on 11 parts or 13 parts, and I'm not remembering.
Mhm.
In that thing, uh, I was studying that what cooperative, how cooperative will, work with the bureaucracy or the politician or the policymakers. At many places, it is said, Baba has said, that the cooperative or the society, the farmers, etc., who are going to start cooperatives, they will create and pressure on the government, and they will force government to implement protestic kind of system or any policy which is helpful or which is congenial for the cooperative system. So one part I am telling to you that we should start a cooperative, and we should also understand the a movemental part also. Maybe that is somehow, if you go for the Samaj movement, I have also tried to understand so many times the what the Samaj will do for this cooperative or for their own movement. There you can also, I can correlate that Samaj movement is also very much related with the cooperative system.
Yes.
Samaj movement will support cooperative system. This is one thing which you cannot get anywhere in the books. But I have opportunity to have conversation with so many lefties who were having RDS or the reporting system or the classes in front of the Baba, where it has been said. Even you can say that there is Kevla movement. That is also supporting cooperative. So there are so many things. Step by, we can say that with doing an academic program, we can educate people for the cooperative. We can do some actual commercial. We can take up some actual commercial work for the cooperative, and we should also create our another wings like the Samaj movement. We should be also helpful. We should create a kind of political support or movemental support for for safeguarding the interest of the cooperative, because safeguard of the cooperative interest is very important. Because if you start any kind of business, suppose you are starting making soaps. So recently I have said that there is two points. One, when you are starting soap making, what will happen? Nowadays the government has allowed all the key industries in the hand of the capitalists. So they will kill you, like by
Yes.
lowering their cost of production of the soap. Price will be uh, down, lowered, and they will finish your product. Like you can see, this Ashirwad Atta is an example. When Ashirwad Atta they first of all they sold this flour very cheaply, and so many atta chakki finished at that time. and then after capturing the market, they increase their price. You can say see same thing with the Geo phone also. They
Yes.
started selling
This is
free
the
of cost.
capitalistic style of entering
Yeah,
the
capitalist. I mean, if the monopolistic attitude it will be not safeguarded, it is not possible to run the cooperatives. So maybe it will be longer there. I have so many things to say. I'm just
right,
joined as
Dada.
a
You say
participant.
sometimes you will get the opportunity, no doubt. You rightly said that they're actually asking for cooperative is not asking favor. You rightly said. We can create a pressure on through Samaja, you rightly said, on the government that we want cooperative. Our cooperative, we should teach them that how it is going to help even the government, because local people, if local raw material based industry will be there, they will be getting the job, and they will be, if they get the help of the government, obviously they will be obliged towards the government, and this is the starting point. Otherwise, Dilip Dada, and you also rightly said that unless the proud government is formed, which is a very ideal situation, and that, till that time we have to.
One more point here, Dada. Let
Yes.
me please allow, if you allow me, I want to say
Tell,
one
tell,
thing.
Dada, tell. There
Like,
is Didi too waiting.
just 2 minutes will take. Like, how the capitalist is killing other business. Like, suppose I have told this example
Give an
of the
example of
Godrej
raw
that
material as NSCL and
yeah,
other companies.
they can supply, they can manufacture the raw material, or they can purchase raw materials in lower prices. They can lower their produce and compete with the other people. This is one thing. But Prout has one thing very important, that they have like farmers cooperative, then producers cooperative, and then also they are
Consumers
also
cooperative
talking
also,
about the consumers cooperative.
yes.
This is one thing which, if we are able to understand this thing, that it is talking about the complete chain,
Yeah.
right from the farmers. You are getting raw material from the
Raw material
farmers,
till consumption.
then you are doing production of that particular thing, and you are reaching at the end point of the consumers.
You're right.
So this is one thing. If even we are in capitalistic system, if we catch up this complete chain, that from the farmers to producer to consumers cooperative, and from this procurement and production to final in between, this capitalistic we compete with the capitalistic production system, or complete their chain. We can break their chain.
Yes.
This is how we can also understand. This is one opportunity.
See,
But
if you educate the masses, then unless masses comes in your favor, till this is really a dream. But yes, we should start working. We should appreciate even if the small people are trying, we should appreciate. But as Didi told, the wholehearted acceptance is required, and that is only possible through movement.
Okay, thank you very much for giving me
Thank you very much. Srijadi, kindly you can unmute and speak. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Srijadi.
Dada, actually, I forget to add my one point.
Share Didi, say by the time, yeah.
Yes, that it doesn't mean that an individual cannot do any progress in our cooperative system, because in our Proud economy system, because there is a scope of progress for individuals also. They can do their own business also, but they would have a limit.
That we mentioned, yes.
Yes. कि उनकी एक लिमिट होगी कि इतने पर्सन आपका
इतने पर्सन which is not defined, इतने पर्सन और इतना इकोनॉमी हैंडलिंग के बाद you will be merged in the cooperative, not
merge in big cooperatives. So that ये एक बहुत अच्छा सिस्टम रहेगा कि it cannot be create any exploitation,
monopoly or exploitation. Yes, right. Right.
And they will not get a chance to become a big capitalist.
Yeah. That is a key point. Thank you, Didi, for explaining. Yeah, Srijadi, please.
Sorry, Dada. I cannot talk when I'm connected to Bluetooth. And that's the
okay, that's the problem.
Always connecting. Okay. So see, most of the points, they're covered. But one thing which I would like to stress on is, why do cooperatives fail? Okay.
Mhm.
Let us look at the reality. Most of these cooperatives, they start very benevolently, but they end up being in the hands of the wrong people.
Mhm.
Okay, the control goes to the wrong people.
Mhm.
This is where proud cooperative will make the difference. So it is looking for a board or a set of people which will be running, who will be moralists and sadhakas,
Yeah.
sadvipras. So this is the key towards success of cooperatives. When we look at production line, the production and the chain of the product, it is already there, because look at Reliance. They are there in production, in agriculture also. They are acquiring farms. They are taking control of farms. Okay, they are taking control of the production line, logistic line, storage line, consumer, retail market. They will do it because capitalists have the money and they can take the entire vertical part. Where's the leadership? The leadership is towards profit making. Here it is towards creation of wealth for everyone. And that is it. We are not talking about reducing profits and things. We are thinking about creation of wealth for everyone, and there is a redistribution. That commitment is what makes the difference. Then what happens? The whole local population. We are not focusing on centralized employment. We are focusing on local employment, where the masses will be the one who will be supporting us. The masses should come forward, and that is where the popularity, and that is where the influence, which Baba says, the masses should be able to pressurize the government. Of course, when the whole masses are going to lose, then the government is answerable. If they are going to lose their jobs, if you're going to have them be at a disadvantage, and if they are going to lose the jobs, then the unrest will be among the masses, and this will make the government answerable. So either our focus should be on development of the moralists, the Sadhipra board, and ensuring that the local population gets to the cooperative. For that we need models, working models, showing people it can work, and it has to work for an entire vertical. So this, this would make all the difference to convince people. If people don't have doubts about cooperative, the doubt is, will it succeed in the end? Where will the money be? Okay, will it go really to the members, or will it go to pockets?
Right.
So that if that focus, we are already working on it, because this morning discussion was about that. So there's a lot of scope, and with what has happened in the thing, there is a gap, and the right time the gap is filled, it is already there. We have a huge gap. The communist has failed, the capitalist system is failing, and now is the time, and we strike it. We have the Sadvipras operating it. We may not call ourselves Sadvipras. We are trying to become them, and if we are there in heart and soul, we'll make the difference. And thereafter, it's only a matter of time. Everybody, the whole community accepts it, and it has to go through the Samaj movement. Exactly, the Samaj movement will, since it's a movement, then the masses get involved. As long as it's still with the intellectuals, it is not a movement. So
Right.
that is where our focus should happen. Thank you, Dada. I'll stop with this and I'll wait for this. Thank you.
Thank you, Didi. Yes, Acharya Dilip Dada, please.
Thought of adding some points. There is a feeling that how Reliance, they were giving at a cheaper rate, then they have increased the rate, then how they have survived? Because in a commercial setup, they can't have losses. So they consider their business cycle for a certain years. Suppose they have to do a business for 10 years or 15 years, that is a cycle. So they see the profit coming in the 4th year or 5th year or 6th year, and this is how they run the business. They also get money from the market. There is a capital market is there. From there they they generate money. There are many sources from where there are many companies. Their job is only funding. So they have to convince them that how their business is going to succeed. Otherwise, they will not get fund from those sources. There is something called marginal costing. The concept of marginal costing. In the marginal costing system, they initially they try, or maybe after some time, if there is the product has, I suppose, they have a any product has 2-3 costs, like a fixed cost, variable cost, and other costs. So if the factory is running with a capacity of 100, sorry.
Yeah.
So if the factory is running with a 100 units, say, so there is a cost for 100 units. But if they have to produce from the same resources 120 units, for the 20 units, then the only variable cost is there in the 20 units.
Right.
So they sell it in a very cheaper rates. This is called a marginal costing. So this is how the different companies, or sometimes the different countries, they give their material at a very cheap rate, which you otherwise you can't produce in your country at with that much of cost. So this is how things are working. There are various methods are there to see the things, and we have to go in detail. Basically, it's not that just by
Yes,
few
there are
things and
various reasons. There's not only one.
many times we talk in very general terms, but we have to go. We have to be very specific, go in detail, and see that how their system is working.
Yeah, actually, he was trying to say that how they create monopoly. They just give you taste first. When you are addicted to, then they will raise the price. So that is the psychological exploitation we were talking at that time.
So that everyone will do. Even in
We
a
cannot do,
protestic
no,
system,
we cannot do.
we will be doing it. Suppose in a protestic system,
Yeah.
there is a proprietary consent. How proprietary consent will work? You tell me. If a new person has come, there are already 10 persons are there in the business. Then how he will come in the business? He has to do some tricks. These tricks are is important. It's not. It has to be applied by everyone. The only thing, the system will not allow anyone to have a monopoly.
Yes, system should not allow.
System will not allow.
There are
There are
boards, there are checks, balances.
Those will be there, but these tricks will always be there. Okay,
one more point, Dada, I want to add.
Yes,
It is very important because it doesn't mean ki proud system or proud economy system is enemy of any capitalist. Proud respects every capitalist, and Shri Priya Sarkar has given a special name to a capitalist, Vaishya, and Vaishya balance the economy. Vaishya runs the economy, and he gives the facilities to the society, and he gives the employment also, jobs also. He creates jobs also. So Proud is not enemy of protest, but Proud criticize capitalism.
yes.
This I want to explain.
We are against a system, not a person. Yes.
Because a capitalist create his money by some wrong system. That is why we criticize the capitalism system. So we don't criticize capitalist. That's this.
We don't criticize any individual. We criticize the system. We are against the system.
Yes.
Yes,
Thank
Didi rightly said. Thank you. Yeah, Meetu Didi coming first time, so let us allow her first. Meetu Didi, please.
Namaskar, Dada. Thank you,
Yes,
everybody. And Dada, I just want to draw some attention about the damages we have already faced due to using non-cooperative system.
Mhm.
See, the cooperative system not only gives a profit, individual interest, that definitely is associated with it, but the most important part is that it is giving strength and long life to an association of an organization.
Mhm.
The whenever somebody opens any venture, so it is subject to many opposite forces also, and fighting against those opposite forces. It may be government policies, it may be competition, it may be rough financial condition, it may be many things. It's not a single thing, it may be many things. That is why many small, especially proprietorship companies fails, or they have a very short lifespan. So they start, they bloom, but later on they die, because to an extent they cannot fight for a longer period. So the cooperative system gives the strength to any venture. So keeping a strength for running a venture, having a strength is the most important part. Then comes how much we earn, how much we distribute. Suppose when the globalization comes, had the company like Tesla or Onida or your Calvinator, had they been running in under the cooperative system, where the future of say 250 or I don't know how many employees were there, say 500 employees were there on the stake, they might have survived. If the future, if the interest of so many people comes under stake, then they all bounce back, they all fight, and then they may survive. But if it is one person who has to fight, the Tesla is totally gone once the Sony company came, other many good companies came. So having strength to fight, a cooperative has to be there. Thank you very much, Dada.
You rightly said, but here the very philosophy is different. The survival of the fittest wali baat hai. Whereas we are here to live and let live. So there will be cooperation. So there is a kind of a not cooperation. Whereas is a fundamental difference in a cooperative is there is a coordinated cooperation. So that's yes, Rijadi, can you please speak?
Yes, Dada. Just to add on to what Mithu Didi was saying, you know what really happens in a proud cooperative is we get the cream of people who really want to be true. You know, if a person is associated with a proud cooperative, what happens is like he is that cooperative is managed by the people who have to be moralist, one thing, and their best of talent is being understood, and appropriate people. You don't. It is a collective body that is going to manage. So professionals, even professionals for that matter, when you're running a proprietary concern, you are running within the limits of your capacity. But in case of a cooperative, the entire local population, that's what we are focusing on. The entire local population of that, the best of it should come into the cooperative. That is how you look at it. Okay, so the entire employment has to go through, the 90% of the employment should go through the cooperatives. So if that is so, the best of the lot will be part of the cooperative, and therefore the competition actually really doesn't happen. Of course, you know, till the proud government comes, this may not happen, but still
it will happen. It will not
the
be
best
that
of the lot
easy.
we should focus on. The best of the lot should be focused upon, and they will be. Now what is happening? Engineers are doing chef jobs or probably supply jobs. Okay, they are not really looked upon that talent, and they are not put in the place of interest. The passion and the job should go together. So these things are not happening in the present system, and basically it is just like, you know, get wages. We are just running after the wages. So if in long term, because what happens in a cooperative, the success of the institution becomes my real income. it is not just the wages that I earn. So I am prone to think for the institution rather than just run away from the institution if it doesn't succeed. So this will, I will, this is what really makes it interesting for people. Just imagine like some people who take share options. Okay. So the share option really works when the institution grows. Otherwise, that is not a very lucrative thing. And the young generation is really going for that. So if we can really attract talent by giving, and our system really focuses on the very childhood time, looking at their interest and all that. Even today, with our education model, if it can be implemented in at least 10 to 15 years, or even like 3 terms, we could be there at least to the Margi population and its connected population. So this is how I look at it.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
have to be optimistic.
Thank you.
That's all. Yeah, anybody else? Otherwise, time is coming close. We should close also the session. So anybody else want to have their views, or else we'll conclude the session? See, as Didi was saying, we have to be hopeful, and many people gave many good points. For example, there has to be, circumstantial pressure as well. By provoking, I will not say the word, by educating the masses and to ask for their rights, that my local raw material should have a finished product in my locality, so that my boys and girls get job there, and then our economy gets boosted up. So this kind of pressure we can, by motivating the masses, we can put in the government, and then only it will be possible. And we can ask even openly government, by why you cannot do this. So that, yeah, Prabha Devi, thank you so much. Yes, Devi.
Namaskar, Dada.
Thank
Dada,
you.
I just want to know how successful do you think the cooperative जो आप लोग चला रहे हैं वहाँ पे, how
Yeah.
successful do you think it is today?
Yeah. Didi, is a question of psychology. Let me tell you here, because mass goes for cheaper things. That is the trend today, and because to serve them the very purpose, by doing all kind of adulteration, they reduce their price. And there are other also way to reduce the price. That is why, as Dilip Dada was saying, keeping the fixed cost is fixed. If you increase the volume, then obviously your cost will go down, which is not possible if you do in a smaller section. How we are getting, what benefit, what advantage we are getting is, I'll tell you a few examples. We have started on a very, as my brother was saying, Niranjan ji, that हम लोग तेल और आटा इसी में घूम के रह जाते हैं. एकदम सही बात है. But here is the testing time. In the very beginning, I was not able to afford. I had all Excel calculation, and we were not able to reduce the price less than 240 to even reach my break-even point. But the moment I am able to sell more than 1,000 liters, let me tell you the practical example, then my profit will, I can create the profit or reduce the price. Both is possible. So here, Didi, initially we faced the difficulties because cost was high. But I'll tell you as a bet, because of the purity, because of the something is there in that product. Because when you use adulterated product and use some good product, there is a sense in everyone. The sense is no, this is good. So that benefit we are getting, and we are surviving on that. Now people have come to pay anything for our pure products. That is how we are surviving. If you compete with the market, it is difficult. Yes, Didi.
Dada, what would you call it as adulterated?
Very simple. Didi, in my just recent here in Jharkhand, आप लोगों ने भी सुना होगा न्यूज़पेपर में, और आपके यहाँ पे एक एग्जांपल है जहाँ where जब आप तेल पिरवाते थे कहीं से, दिल्ली के लोग, I heard that story. I'm very sure. Then the very fellow asked, you will sell this pure oil. Why don't you mix some something rice bran oil or some oil, palm oil, and then sell? So this is a trend. People cannot imagine that somebody is selling the pure things. And That is what I am trying to say, Didi.
नहीं दादा, does adulterated only mean कि आप किसी चीज से उसको मिला रहे हैं वही adulterated होगा, या आप hygienic conditions में उसको नहीं कर रहे हैं
I agree,
वो
Didi.
भी?
There can
So-
be many ways. You
So
rightly said.
I
I agree.
हाँ जी,
I
so
agree.
what I feel is कि आज हम प्राउड के नाम पे कोऑपरेटिव तो चला रहे हैं,
Mhm.
बट इसका मॉनिटर कौन कर रहा है? Are we
Yeah.
giving हम उसको बिल्कुल 100% उसमें कुछ मिला नहीं रहे हैं, बट
Uh-huh.
क्या हम उसको कितना
Hygienic way में
cleanliness
कर
से,
रहे हैं.
हाइजीनिक वे में कर पा रहे
I
हैं?
understood your point. I understood.
दिस इज ऑल अ बिग आई वॉश दादा, ये
Yeah,
आई
yeah.
वॉश है.
Yeah, Didi, excuse me. Here, till we are
Didi,
on a self-supervision. And recently there is a meeting, you partly were the part of it. In a bigger way, when you'll go, there will be agencies who will be visiting you. They will be auditing you on these
the
respects.
quality
what you were
control team.
talking. Yeah. Then things will
Quality
improve,
control.
Didi, I am sure. And your concern is very valid. I understand.
दादा आज हम लोग जब चालू करे हैं, आज आपके पास कोई क्वालिटी इंस्पेक्शन कोई टीम है दादा?
क्वालिटी इंस्पेक्शन टीम हमारा अभी तक सेल्फ इंस्पेक्शन है दीदी. And
हाँ.
once I am going for license, they are asking, they will take the sample and they will take to the laboratory and that will be tested there.
दादा
That is-
ये क्या पहला स्टेप नहीं होना चाहिए कि हम अपने हिसाब से तो बहुत प्योर दे रहे हैं, बट we are sometimes trying to fool the people by telling them okay it is pure because हमने कुछ उसमें कुछ मिलाया नहीं है.
Yeah,
लेकिन अगर हम उसको हाइजीनिक तरीके से नहीं बॉटलिंग करते हैं या हम हाइजीनिक
दीदी,
तरीके से उसको
yeah.
स्टोर नहीं करते हैं,
नहीं, हम
ये
आपकी
भी
बात को
चीज-
समझ गए. I have
हाँ.
understood your concern. Didi, let me tell you the fact of the life is, even if you go to the star hotels, if you look at the kitchen and around, or the ordinary hotel, probably you will not eat there. So this is the
Exactly.
situation. You rightly
But
said.
we should not be like this.
So this is a serious concern of hygiene. You rightly said, yeah. We should improve on every corner.
Didi, can I just add on to this?
Yes,
Can
yes, Didi.
I just make a comment? Now, Didi,
We
actually,
have to finish also, so
our-
take
our-
time.
our efforts, our standards are not based on certifications, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Our standards are based on self practices.
Yes, yes.
And therefore, if we are a Magi and we are saying according to Yama and Niyama, we have to follow it. Of course, I understand for others to feel so, we need certifications. So that is why we are keeping it as of now within the Margi population.
Yeah.
And there, and if we are not following it, then the Margi population, the whoever is participating, they should be questioned.
Yeah,
I'm
agree.
sorry
we
to
have
say
any
this, but
idea,
the truth is
I think this is open forum and we should not go in that nitty-gritty. You rightly said we
Okay.
should reach it. We should talk to the person. Ki bhai, this should be improved. That's all.
yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We
Thank
have
you.
to self. We
I
have to be
request
self.
Raj Tilak ji to speak on today. Please, Raj Tilak ji, finish in 1 minute because time is up. Yes, Raj Tilak ji.
दादा नमस्कार, सुन रहे हो आप?
Yes, सुन रहे हैं दादा.
दादा मैं नेपाल से हूँ. मेरे को मनीष दादा केटीएम से जोड़े थे. मैं तभी से मैं सुना, मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लगा. कुछ समझ में आया, कुछ समझ में नहीं आया. फिर भी मैं पहली बार था, इसलिए मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लगा.
थैंक यू
दादा, मेरे को लगता जैसे कि मैं एक किसान का बच्चा हूँ. जस्ट अभी नेपाल रेलवे में मैं सर्विस कर रहा हूँ. मधुबनी की साइड में ही मैं रहता हूँ. मेरा इंट्रोडक्शन फर्स्ट टाइम होने के कारण मैं दे रहा हूँ. तो मेरे को क्या लगता है दादा कि मैं भी प्राउड अध्ययन किया, मेरे को अच्छा लगा. मेरे को लगता है कोई भी एक तो कुछ ऐसी कंसेप्ट है, जो बात विचार है, जो आदमी कुछ मुट्ठी भर आदमी अपनी स्वार्थ के लिए उसको क्रिएट किया रहा, उसको चला रहा है. कुछ अच्छी पब्लिक के लिए, एक मानव समाज के लिए था भी कोई व्यवस्था, उत्कृष्ट व्यवस्था होते बावजूद कुछ आदमी उसको इतना भजाया, उसको गलत साबित कर दिया. जिस अंतर्गत मुझे लगता है जो कोऑपरेटिव हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं आज के टॉपिक में, एक कोऑपरेटिव को भी वो मुट्ठी भर लोग उसको कैपिटलिज्म के आधार पे उसको भजाया, गलत साबित कर दिया.
Good
तो एक
point.
कोऑपरेटिव ऐसे नहीं है। बाबा का जो मैं पढ़ा वो
Very good
मेरे
point.
को छुआ, तो
हम्म।
मेरे को लगता है दादा, मैं किसान का बच्चा हूँ, शायद इसलिए भी मेरे को लगता है हाई रिस्क हाई प्रॉफिट है एग्रीकल्चर में, फिर भी हम लोग को ज्यादा कुछ कर सकते हैं। तो एग्रीकल्चर से मार्गी लोग अगर स्टार्ट करें कोऑपरेटिव,
We are doing from
तो
there,
जैसे
yes.
कि क्योंकि जीरो बजट खेती, जो जीरो बजटिंग एग्रीकल्चर का जो कंसेप्ट है,
Good.
या कोई गौ पालन की या आयुर्वेद की कोई है, कोई हॉस्पिटल की विकल्प दे, कोई
हम्म।
एग्रीकल्चर हो या गौ पालन से मल, ऐसे जैविक मल प्रोडक्ट करे जो एक एग्रीकल्चर के लिए सपोर्ट करे।
No, we
मतलब
understand
हम लोग
your point.
ऐसे ऐसे चला के हम लोग कर सकते हैं। फिर भी दादा क्या है कि हम लोग, जैसे मनीष दादा मेरे को मिला था जनकपुर के एक कार्यक्रम में, तो मेरे को क्या लगता है कि दादा आप लोग उधर हम आज बोल रहे हैं, तो मेरे को लगता है कि सूर्य के सामने मैं एक मेणबत्ती दिखा रहा हूँ। फिर
नहीं,
भी
ऐसा
मैं
कुछ
कोशिश
नहीं।
किया, ऐसे कोशिश किया। तो आप लोग के पास कोई ऐसे टेक्नोलॉजी या आइडिया कुछ भी हो, ऐसे जैसे हम लोग नेपाल गए या आप लोग इंडिया से बिलोंग करते हो, तो इसको एक हम लोग को विश्व समाज अगर कंसेप्ट रखे हैं, तो इनको आइडिया शेयर करना पड़ेगा, या उधर का जो भी प्रोडक्ट है इधर कैसे उसको लाया जाए, या
Very
ये
good point.
कोई आइडिया कैसे इसको इधर भी विस्तार किया जाए। तो
Done,
मेरे को
done.
लगता है कि दादा शायद मैं आप लोग से कैसे टच में रह सकूं, या मनीष दादा आप लोग हम लोग को कैसे गाइड करेंगे।
दादा आप ऐसे
मैं
ही जुड़े रहिए and get connected with us. I think together we can move further and understand each other. And यही तो डिफरेंस है proprietary और cooperative में. Proprietary, they work for themselves. Even if they have some knowledge, they will not share with others. And whereas in a cooperative, there is a coordinated cooperation. Everything will be shared with everyone so that all move together. So thank you very much, everyone, for your wholehearted participation. And let us do a minute of meditation as our protocol before we close the session. Thank you very much. Join.
थैंक यू